Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. It has rolled around to HMS Rodney Day. Yeah. And I apologize, Jeff. I forgot to put on your Bismarck shirt this morning. Next time. Well, I think it'll be about 12 days from now we're going to be rolling around to this cup again. It takes about 12 days to get through all the cups. Okay, so why do I have a tomato on the table, on the model table? I mean, look at the size of this thing. You know, Merv from down the street, Merv's flag. he brought it over. Actually, he brought two of them. This was the bigger one. I just had to show it to you. So I thought. This morning I was thinking about something that I keep forgetting to tell you about. And a tomato will help me to remember to tell you about it. And this is how it works. UK Jason doesn't say tomato, he says tomato. There's tomatoes in his backyard, which I haven't heard about lately. Anyway, UK Jason has put out another episode on airbrushing, and it's not one of his beginners tutorials. It's sort of a separate one that he's just got out. And you know how when I'm airbrushing, I'll take the needle cap off. Well, he talks about how that's not a good idea. Well, no, he doesn't actually say don't take it off, but he says. He explains what it actually does and why it's a good thing to leave it on. Let's put it that way.
So actually, the air cap does more than just protect your needle. It's affecting a couple of things that is happening when you spray.
So I thought I'd just pass that on. You're gonna want to, like I've said several times now, if you're thinking of getting an airbrush. You gotta watch these tutorials. They're very good. Good job, Jason. Even though you do say tomato wrong, you can't get everything right, I guess. Just kidding. I wonder, the spelling. I've never actually tried to sound it out the way it should be sounded. But hey, who cares? Tomato, tomato. Is there a song that goes like that? Yeah. Let's call the whole thing off. Okay. Yeah. Let's not call this model ship day episode off. But anyway. Okay. Today we're going to continue on. We were going to start yesterday, and then I ran out of time. I had no idea that the episode was almost 40 minutes long, and that was out without the sunrise or the walkers. The sunrise wasn't. We'll see what happens today. Oh, you know what? We're not going to see it. I can tell right now we're not going to see it. It's too cloudy and hazy. The weather forecast though is for basically good weather today. So hey, another day that I'll get out for a quick scoot. Now, speaking of a quick scoot, I did get over to the insurance place, where the licensing and insurance place, and I talked to the guy there to find out how much extra it would cost to license and insure a Honda Goldwing over what I've got right now. And I think he said $219 for a year. More.
So that's how much more now then for the same thing?
221 more.
Okay.
That's if you put the new vehicle protection on the new Honda.
Okay, it's less than what I thought it was going to be. So
that's not too bad. I thought it would actually be more than that, but that's not too bad. So the next step will be to get a hold of Bill Cycle and ask him, how much will they allow me trade in? They did, by the way, they did say that they take trades. Yeah, just find out, what will the bottom line be after all is said and done. But so many people are saying that, Tennessee Jim sent me a message, and And he's an experienced biker with heavy machines. He sent a couple of photos of the machines that he's had in the past, and he was sort of basically advising against it. A lot of people are telling me how it's heavy, and yes, it is. And not only is it heavy, it's expensive. It's crazy expensive. I'm not a wealthy person, so there's just so many things against it, but I still have this. What's the saying? Stuck in your craw. I got this Goldwing stuck in my craw, and I just have to sort of deal with it. I have to run the gauntlet and get it out of my system, I guess. Anyway, okay, enough about that. Let's recompose here and see if we can do a little bit of modeling. Missy the dog. We're gonna do something different today. When Missy the dog comes by for her treat, she's actually gonna come in. What Max is planning on doing is he's gonna bring Missy in. He's gonna unleash her, unsnap her leash, and we're just gonna let her run around. And we had a conversation yesterday, and I said, "Is she the kind of dog that likes to jump up on top of tables?" And he assured me, no, Missy won't jump on top of the model table. We'll see. Well, wouldn't that be terrible? Okay, so yeah, I guess probably in about 2 hours, Missy the dog's going to actually come into the house. So we'll see how that goes. Because in the wintertime, if we want to have our little sit down and chat, the Max and Missy hour, it's going to have to be inside. We don't want to be out there when it's minus 40. And that's common. It always does. I know this time of year we get some really hot days and we think, oh, maybe we won't get winter this year. Yeah, dream on. Okay, let's get going here. Let's recompose, and you know what? I'm going to make. I think I'm going to put this in the blender, and I'm going to puree it, and I'm going to make some sort of a rice and bean and something casserole. Yeah. Maybe I'll show it to you at the end of the day if it works out. But no, probably won't. Okay. How many times have I said let's recompose here and get at this? I get so badly sidetracked. Yeah. Okay, a bit of time has passed here now. And in my pressure cooker in the kitchen is a cup and a half of dried beans. And I blended that tomato. I put a little bit of vinegar in because I don't like to use salt. So anyway, and there's some ground beef in there too. So I decided against the casserole, and I'm going to do the soup thing because it's so much easier. Okay, now let me zoom in a bit here. If you will remember, when we before we painted these 6 pieces, they had been connected on both sides. A very, very fine little connection right here that's still on, and then a more heavy-duty one. We removed the heavy-duty one so that there'd be less painting that has to go on here. So let's just put our macro lens on here and nip these off. Okay, now notice here how they've got little hex bolts embossed into that thing. Okay. Try not to scratch the red paint off the side of it. I only want to want to get as close as I can. There we go. It's off. Okay, another one. I've been meaning to make another one of these photo etch cutters that is a little bit narrower. I was thinking of taking a number 11 blade and sort of dulling the point, if you know what I mean, and making the chisel part right on the end of the point. At least that's the plan. We're almost done here. Might have got a little bit too close on that one. But I can imagine that nobody's going to see it anyway. There we go. And the last one. Okay, this is what I've come up with. On the left you can see a regular number 11 blade. I have actually used it a bit, so it might not be quite as pointy as it normally could be. On your right is the photo etch blade that I've been using for about 5 or more years. And this is what I've come up with. I took another number 11 blade, a used one, and I kind of flattened out their blunted, I guess you'd call it. And it's my thinking is that it's going to be probably half the width of this other blade that we've been using, and I'll be able to get it into tighter areas. At least that's the plan. I'll put that in a safe place so I don't lose it. Okay, it's just after 9. I'm expecting Missy the dog to come by here any minute. Okay. Now we will recompose. Remember, I was talking about that this has a detail. I was thinking maybe what if I can hold this in the self-locking tweezer so that we can see the detail. I might have to do this off camera. Now I don't want to be doing this too much here because I'm going to scratch the paint off of it. Okay, there, oh, that's the wrong way. It's supposed to actually be this way. Yeah, we're supposed to, as far as I can, let's just check our manual here, which you can't see. Maybe I'll superimpose the, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll superimpose it so that you can see. Okay, we gotta move in closer. We're too far away. About 5 minutes ago, I heard the door slam next door. Looked in my monitor, and Missy the dog is on her way down the street. So that means she'll probably be back here any minute. Now, what we've got to do here is you'll notice that this thing here is a little bit square. It's not round. And if you notice, the end of this is square. Okay? And I've got this one on display so that you can see that I'm using the pin on the bottom to orientate everything. And it's the self-locking tweezer is grabbing this part by this pin. Now what we got to do is, I'll probably have to reposition my camera a little bit. I think that what we should do is get this piece of photo etch orientated. Oh, this is going to be really hard to glue. Oh my. Okay, it's got to be orientated the same way to match up with the square top here. Then this piece, which is sort of, is supposed to go, let's see if I can get over here. Now, how am I going to hold that and glue that in place? I almost need a jig. You know, I can hold it with my fingers, but, you know, that's not going to... yeah. Come on in. Come on in, Missy. Okay. This is your first time in the kitchen, I think, isn't it?
Oh, and it smells so good. Uncle Ron is cooking. It smells like rice.
It's actually beans and ground beef.
Beans and ground beef.
Okay, let me get myself set down here, Missy. Let me sit down first. Okay. And then I'm going to close the camera up here a little bit. Okay. Come on. Can you jump up? She can't quite make it. Maybe
Oh, she can make it. It's too new.
Oh, everything's too new? Okay.
Okay. Way you go.
Missy, come on.
Good see him come around.
Come on, you can
Up
jump
you
up.
go. Up.
Maybe it's too slippery and she can't. Oh, okay, she made
yeah,
it.
I think you're right. Her
Okay.
nails are kind of slipping on the floor.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. There you go. I cut them up into little pieces.
Uh-huh.
Because I was noticing when Lorraine came by, she was gave her a big piece and she choked a little bit on it. Felt kind of bad.
Yeah. She tries to inhale it.
Yeah. So this might be a better way. Is that good? Huh? Is that good? She says, I'm looking and I see there's one more still there. There's one more still there.
We saw Uncle Arlie down the street when he was coming back from his walk, and he didn't have any dog cookies.
Oh, I bet you we had a disappointed look on our face, didn't we?
Yes.
What's this, a leaf? You got a leaf stuck on you?
So, this is all kind of strange and confusing.
Yeah, I think that if we do this regularly, she'll get used to it.
Yeah, she
It's
will.
just a time or two. Come on out here.
I
That's a good.
took her off leash outside, and so I opened the door, and she knew what to do, and she trotted right in. And she said, "Am I allowed in the kitchen?" Well, I guess so. Yes, I am.
Oh, what I did was I put a wet sponge in here because this was kind of dried out. So I'm trying to rehydrate it here a little bit.
That's a nice idea.
I think so. Yeah. Anything for our favorite dog. Yeah.
Oh, this is the good life, Missy. This is the good life. We got bacon, we got a table full of vitamins. It's like a health spa.
Yeah. How come you're looking the other way? Okay, maybe what I'm going to have to do is swing you around here. I guess she thought I wanted her to get off.
Mm-hmm.
Come on back up here. Come on back up here. Come on. That's a girl. That's a good girl. Yeah. Oh, big yawn. Yeah.
Oh, she's looking at the dog bones. That's what she's looking at.
Yeah, I'll bet you she can tell.
And she can smell it too.
Yeah.
She says, I know where the bacon is. Bacon bits. So that's a pressure cooker full of beans and rice. No, yeah. And meat.
I got about probably half a pound of ground beef in there. Lean ground beef.
And beans.
Yeah.
And just anything else? Onion?
I forgot the onion.
Allspice?
No. Vinegar.
Vinegar. Smells good.
Yeah, it's probably going to taste all right. Okay, Missy, say goodbye to your friends. Say goodbye. all kinds of new stuff for you to smell, right? Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Now, back to this. Here's the plan. Okay, what I want to do is I want to make up a bit of a jig that's going to hold this U-shaped part in the right position on top of this cylinder while the glue dries. And okay, I think something like this can be made to work if I'm very, very careful here. And I think that the extra thin will probably be okay. I was thinking of using the quick setting, but now that I've got going to be able to rig up a jig, I think. Now we got to get this U-shaped part, which is obviously it's some sort of a fuel line. At least I would think it's a fuel line. It's definitely not a spark plug because it's a diesel motor. Now, okay, so how can we best do this here? Whoop. Alright. Now let's not go breaking it after all of this. Ah! Okay. Maybe I should zoom you in just a little bit here. Can you see better now? Let me check the monitor. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, that'll work. So now we got to get our little red part in place there. So I think I got the angles basically right. Okay. Got our wax pencil going on here. Now if I can take this off, just set it off to the side very gently. Wondering if maybe I should be putting the macro lens on. Now remember, we want to have this red thing square with the cylinder because the top of the cylinder is square. Okay, for sure, I think we need the macro lens. Yeah, and then you can actually see me mess it up a lot better. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got that red piece on square because I'm just going to double check there. Yeah, it looks like it's square to me. These two bolts, like this bolt and this bolt, have to be at the same line as the tweezer. The tweezer is holding that piece, you might say, square. Okay, now this is the plan. Maybe I should do a dry run here. Just carefully lift this up. and see, am I going to be able to set it in place? I'm pretty sure I can. I'm going to have to get a weight from my put a weight on this little platform because it has a tendency to want to rock here on me. Okay, I've got our platform a little bit more secure now, and I'm thinking that maybe I would have better luck. Well, maybe not. Using Tony's tweezers here. It does not want to stay there very good. I guess maybe, no. I think it's the clamp that I've got on the other end there is giving me trouble. Okay, now clearly what's happened is something is stuck on the bottom of that. Oh, that's right, I had used the double-sided tape on the bottom of those things. Oh, if I could just, gotta try and move that whole thing back. Gonna have to reposition here just a little bit. I gotta get that our red part off of there. You know, I was thinking of putting the glue on the bottom of the of this U-shaped part, and then it's going crooked on me here. Why can't I get that off? Okay. Is this going to be one of those things that's beyond my expertise? I can sort of see my way clear of doing this now. Come on. Okay, now that's where I want it to go, but I gotta try and get this clamp here is giving me trouble. Okay, I'm gonna have to come up with a better system here. Yeah, this system I've got going on is not working. Just slightly differently here, in that I'm using a different fulcrum. Oh. I'm just trying to get it straight here. If you notice that the inside of that part is hex shaped, like a hex nut, like a big hex nut that's, oh, come on. Let's get rid of that thing. Just gotta try and twist it here so that it's okay. Now, if I could pick this up. Maybe what I'll do is I'll snap some pictures and you'll see what I mean by a different fulcrum. Okay, now very gently here. Oh, that's not gently. All right. You know, it's almost perfect. So let's not poke at it. Let's get some extra thin going on there. Now, what I'm afraid is going to happen is that the extra thin is going to dissolve the paint. I wonder if I should have been using CA glue. I wonder. Trouble is the CA glue doesn't work very good on the paint, whereas this sort of will. Let's just. Did I bump it? I think I must have bumped it. Oh shoot! I had it just about perfect. I'd like to be able to get that nut down in the. Well, let's see what's going to happen if it melds. Let's let the plastics melt together and the glue and the paint and everything. Okay. Now let's just leave that for a while and see what we got. It is almost 2:30 in the afternoon, and now I think that this is probably going to hold. Now I can either release this lower one, self-locking tweezer, or the upper one, and I'm thinking that possibly I can hold on to this one a lot better. So what I'm going to do is try and release it and pull it away, and then we'll release the upper one and just let the part fall down. Okay, now can I pull this away here? The masking tape is holding on harder than I thought it was going to. Darn. Okay. Now, our piece should just fall onto the. Let's see, I gotta hold that. Well, actually, I don't need to. This tweezer's loose now. Yeah. Okay, I can just go like this. There. All right, I'm going to call her quits here. Got to do that 5 more times. Obviously off camera. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow. Now don't go poking at it and breaking it.